Practice at the Raiders facility alongside the Kansas City Chiefs. They got the indoor stadium, the indoor practice field. So something we could get the Q about. Your boy Q. Man, this guy's been everywhere. He was in Waco, Texas. We had him all before the season. He's talking about Brock Purdy. He knows all about the Big 12, of course. Now ESPN Las Vegas, Raider Nation Radio, Fox Sports. I mean, this guy does it all down there in Las Vegas. Q, good morning, my man. Thanks for joining the show such short notice here.
Hey, man, anytime I get the call to come on the morning roast, you know I'm there, man. So, yeah, thanks for having me. I appreciate y'all.
Anytime. Your boy Q here on the Boxer and Girls and Guest Line. So, I don't know if you heard anything about the practice fields, this report that's coming out, but I heard something over the weekend that the Niners weren't too pleased with the practice fields that was available in Las Vegas to get ready for the Super Bowl. You hear anything about that yet?
I haven't heard a whole lot about it, but I wouldn't be surprised. Look, they're practicing over at UNLV, and it's a very nice facility. Don't get me wrong, but it is outdoors, and, you know, it's been rainy. It's been kind of ugly. It's really pouring down rain today, so I would not be surprised that it was less than ideal facilities. But I do know UNLV rolled out the red carpet. They have the 49ers signage all over the place. They're happy to have them there. But, I mean, if you're looking at the Raiders facility where the Chiefs are practicing, and then you look at UNLV, it is a little bit of a step down for San Francisco.
Well, so UNLV is turf?
I believe so. I have only been over there and passed by it a couple of times. I believe there's turf there at UNLV.
Okay, so what, like, I guess it's just the surface? Is your, I mean, I know this is developing.
The fields are soggy now with the rain and the weather and stuff like that, so the footing during practice could be a little slick for the 49ers.
Interesting. Now, when you guys got the Super Bowl, I mean, I'm looking at this and I'm saying, man, Vegas is super mainstream. I was out there in December, and I think there's this connotation that Vegas is, taboo, if you will. But I came away thinking, dude, it's super corporate. Like, there are tons of corporate entities dumping tons and tons of money. I mean, think about where we were 10 years ago in this country on marijuana. Think about where we were 20 years ago on, reality television or skateboarding or anything like that. All those things are mainstream now, right? All of them are mainstream. This is a mainstream corporate Super Bowl, is it not?
Yeah, I mean, it really is. It really is. I mean, there's so much money that is being made here in the city, and they'll sell everything and anything, right? I mean, whatever it is, they'll definitely put their stamp on it. They have no problem with that. They'll sell me if they can find a way to do it, right? I mean, that's just what it is. There's so much money being made and produced here in this city, and they're embracing this. And, this is one of those cities that every single Super Bowl, it's always packed, right? I mean, regardless, it's always jam-packed with people, and now having it here as well takes it to a whole nother level. So it's a pretty exciting time for the city of Las Vegas. Remember, you couldn't even at one time on Radio Row, and Bonte, I know you know this, you couldn't even say Las Vegas on Radio Row without being basically kicked out the convention center. Oh, yeah. There was times where they had when we were in New York for the Super Bowl, and I wasn't here. I wasn't working for the station then. I was working in Texas still. But we were all the way in the back in New York, and ESPN Las Vegas was literally in the back with us. And that was it. And they're like, yeah, keep those trouble kids in the back. And now it's like full on blown embrace.
Wow. Q here on the Morning Roast on 95.7 The Game, Raider Nation Radio, ESPN Las Vegas. And now you see, you moved from Texas. I remember when I first met you, you're in West Texas. You're out there doing your thing in Texas. You make the move to Las Vegas. And a great opportunity for you to work with the team that you grew up rooting for, the Raiders. And you do excellent work out there. But what was your perception of Las Vegas before you moved there? Because now it feels like it's rapidly become the sports capital of the world.
Yeah, it was a party town, man. Whenever we had the opportunity to come to Vegas, it was great. My dad introduced me to the city by taking me to a Running Rebels game, and that's all I knew at first when I was a kid was, okay, it's big-time basketball, it's big-time, big-time college hoops, and so that's what it was. And that's all I really recognized. And now all of a sudden, all these different teams, all these different programs are coming here. And so, yeah, it is, like you said, rapidly growing into the sports capital really of America. And, if the A's do, in fact, make that move at some point, okay, whatever, so be it. And, an NBA team will be there. He'd be here sooner rather than later. I mean, we've got all these, the AAA affiliate. Yep. We've got, different indoor football leagues. We've got, lacrosse is here. I mean, everyone wants a piece of Las Vegas. So when I made the move from Texas here, I got in right at the perfect time because now everyone wants to be here. So now the market is super competitive, and I've been here for almost 3 years now, and I've been soaking it all in and really putting my thumbprint on it.
Yeah, I was there in December. We had a big softball tournament, and I was kind of blown away by how many youth lacrosse games and tournaments were out there, and all those things that like basketball. I saw tons of kids with basketball. So like, there's this youth level of all these tournaments, and then there's the college level of, because I went and saw the Pac-12 championship. I walked to Allegiant Stadium, saw the game there. The environment was unbelievable. Everybody flows into the casinos afterwards. They're all wearing their college gear, and then Saturday I went to the MGM, and it was Gonzaga versus USC, and that was awesome too. Like, I underrated how much of an event town it was and how cool it was to be, partying out with everybody afterwards. I don't know. It was really, really, really cool. And I could see that this is only the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah, that's the thing about it. You mentioned, the Pac-12 championship games and all these different tournaments and basketball, football, everything wants to be out here and wants to be part of these facilities that are here. And so it's funny because when you look at like the Mountain West and you see all the different conference realignments, a lot of people out here were thinking, okay, well, maybe, UNLV will be part of the Pac-12. Well, they don't need to because they're already here, right? The Pac-12 is already here, and there's so many different conferences that play their big-time games. They play them here, and their championships here, so they don't need to be part of the conference to actually be in Las Vegas. But there's no doubt about it. Don't let anybody fool you. Everyone wants to be a part of Vegas. The NFL embraces it, loves it. NBA wants everything to do with it. They've been doing Summer League forever. Now, sooner rather than later, they'll have the NBA team here. Already have the G League team here. So, yeah, man, it's on and popping. It really is.
Yeah, your boy Q, he's so cool, man. We don't even give out his government name here on the Morning Roast on the Boxer Curse and Guest line. So, a couple quick ones before we get you out. One, who are Raider fans rooting for in this game? You're right there to set up. Nobody. Oh man.
Nobody. What did Jim Harbaugh say back in the day? Who's got it better than us? Nobody. Yeah, nobody. The Raider fans are pulling for nobody in this one. It is not one that is ideal. It really is the worst case scenario. Especially it's funny because there's some that call into the station that are East Coast Raider fans that don't really understand the beef with the Niners, but you got to have that Bay Area, that those Bay Area influence and that love to understand it. And of course, me being from the Bay, I know all about it. So I get it from both sides. The Chiefs, you sure don't want them to win. But then the Niners, we used to draw the line in the sand. Like, you pick those guys or you pick these guys, right? I mean, I used to have a problem going across the bridge just to get to San Francisco. I felt some kind of way, right? So, you know how it is. It's different. And then having the Chiefs in the Raiders facility, it's like, wow, really? That's how it goes down. So, that's how it happens, man. I mean, look, they earned their way to the Super Bowl, so you got to give them that.
Hey, Q, when the Super Bowl was here in Santa Clara, but they had a lot of the festivities here in San Francisco, they cleaned the city up, and it was different. You could feel the vibe, and as a native, I was very, very proud of what they did. So we're going down there Saturday night, so we're not going to be there during the week. But as someone who lives there day in, day out, what's the biggest thing that they've changed for in the area, and like what should we avoid when we get there this upcoming weekend?
It's funny you mentioned cleaning it up. They've cleaned up the city a lot. And I've said this when I first got here because I didn't realize it. This city will humble you. There's so much that you see running around town that you're like, wow, it's like humbling. A lot of homeless and everything. And, people that are living in the tunnels and everything. It's like really, really humbling. Yeah, it's a rough time. But a lot of that has been cleaned up for this week, as you can imagine. So, I really feel for those people that, have tried to find a way every day trying to survive. And now all of a sudden this week is here. And so it's like, okay, you guys are out of here. Go try to find another way to survive. But for the most part, man, everything is really cleaned up. Fremont Street is always still a fun place to go for a quick minute and get up out of there. So if you're going to avoid anything, maybe the crap table too long.
Yeah,
right?
no doubt.
You never know. They'll get all your paychecks.
Yeah, roulette, bet on black. Yeah, we're still at the
What's the restaurant we got to go to? What's the restaurant me and B got to go to?
Capital Grill, right?
Oh, man, look, I always go to Joe's. I went there last night, man. Joe's inside the Caesars Forum. It is the best. You want steak, you want seafood, you want whatever you want. Joe's is my spot. I get the bone and ribeye, and you can't go wrong.
Oh, yeah, no, that sounds great. All right, last one for you, Q. You touch on the league. You cover the league. You know football inside and out. One of the smartest minds out there when it comes to radio and sports, when it comes to football as well. So who's got the most to gain? Is it Shanahan? Is it Brock Purdy? Who's got the most to gain here by winning the Super Bowl, Shanahan or Purdy?
I think most of the gain is really Shanahan, just because, he's been there, done that, and hasn't got it done yet, right? And he's a brilliant offensive mind. We all know that. We know what he's able to do with quarterbacks, but I think that everyone's waiting for him to seal the deal, right? Get it done. We remember, 28-3 when he was with Atlanta. We remember I was at the Super Bowl in Miami when, it came up short when Jimmy G overthrew Emmanuel Sanders. So I think that it's time for him to get it done. And so I think that that'll be like the feather in the cap for him. Brock Purdy is already, he's a legend. The dude's been in the league 2 years, and I know everyone's not going to give him the respect that they should. He's been to the NFC Championship game and the Super Bowl in 2 years. You give me that every day of the week and twice on Sunday, I'll take that. That's legendary, and he's just going to continue to grow that. So I think that the guy who hears the game the most would be Shanahan.
Will Jimmy G be at this game?
Oh boy.
Probably not. Probably not. He probably will not be at this game. I think he's trying to still continue to rehab so he can try to go be a quarterback somewhere else.
Yeah, he's probably not even in Vegas right now, right? He's probably long gone.
Yeah, I'm sure he is. We got to actually talk to him on locker cleanout day, and he talked to us for about 6 or 7 minutes and really made an emphasis on he wants to be a quarterback somewhere. So I don't know. I don't think it's going to be here. I don't know where he's going to be, but I would be shocked if he's in Vegas next year.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Q, man, always good to hear your voice, man. We'll see you out there. I know you're going to be at the game, right?
No, man. I'm actually going to I'm hosting a big game party instead. So if I can just put a little bit of extra money in my pocket, your boys going to do it.
No, I'm not mad at you.
Put some in my pocket.
Yeah,
man.
I'm not mad at you. We may name drop Q down there on the strip. We're going to name drop Q. See how far that gets us out in Vegas this weekend.
Hey, but you get in town, man. You let me know that you're in town. I'll definitely come see you. I'll come check you out wherever you're at.
Absolutely, Q. Always good to hear you, man. Thanks so much for the time today.
Always, brothers. I appreciate y'all.
Anytime. Q here on the Boxer Gerson guest line.